shot clock in the frame, because that way if they go to look on replay, so the shot clock obviously is at the top of the scoreboard, or the top of the basket, that way if they go back to replay, that's got the time on it. It's not going to be like the greatest view of it, but at least they have something that they can refer back to the
Just
time.
like keep it full for or in frame?
Yeah, so typically I would say have basically the entire half court so that you can kind of see the whole play develop. That way if they come back and check and see if somebody was by the 3-point line, anything like that. But yeah, you're really just going to be tracking and following the action. You really don't have to zoom in any. I would keep it pretty stationary at that point just so they can see everything as the play develops. And it really is just tracking it.
Is it live or like reporting into there?
It is. It's going to be going into that, which is going to the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
So they will be on audio up here, but I mean, you're quiet as is. You're not going to be talking over. But that's it. It's very simple.
All right.
Are these our players that's like not playing in today's game?
Yes, those players we've been told by coaches that they are not playing.
About 6? Take notes?
Yeah, or whatever, like, whatever you need for pregame.
All right.
Or you can do a, like, shortened one.
All right. You take Eric his too?
Welcome into Cave Arena, everybody. Eric Edmondson alongside Damian Traylor for this CCS conference action between the visiting Belhaven Blazers and your Piedmont Lions. Once again, a CCS conference matchup, Damian, that is sure to be epic, really. Lady Lions coming in 4-0 to this point. Belhaven 3-1, but still very staunch competition between these two squads.
Yeah, Eric, this is going to be a great game today. I mean, like you said, these are top two teams in the CCS conference for women's basketball. Man, I'm really excited to see these two teams face off. And, last year, Piedmont lost to Belhaven in the quarterfinals. I'm really excited to see how Piedmont, comes out and, hopefully beats, the Belhaven Blazers today.
And they've been certainly on a roll. Some key players that have helped the Lions get to 4-0 in the CCS to this point are Andolyn Hill, Nene Eads, and the newcomer in Ava Hunter. But they still have some stars in their backline that they're hiding, I guess you could say. Stars like Alex Willis, Ashley Scott. We haven't seen as much from them in the past couple games, but those are players that are just ready and wait for Andolyn Hill to maybe have an off game. It's all about picking up the next person.
Yeah, Eric, speaking of that, I mean, picking up next person, Kennedy Henson had 12 points and 9 rebounds in our last game, almost a double-double. Amazing. She was player of the game last game against LaGrange. Like you said, man, this Lions offense this year is spread out. We have, Andolyn Hill's our star player, but of course we got other players, like Ashley Scott, Kennedy Henson, and, players like that. So, I mean, I feel like this year our Piedmont team is going to be, we're doing great. I mean, we're 4-0 in conference so far, and hopefully we can, continue that momentum on against Belhaven today.
Just one loss between these two squads, 2-1 here in Cave Arena and 2-0 at Belhaven. So the Lions doing a very good job to maintain a superiority over the Belhaven Blazers to this point. But when you look at the points between these two squads, it starts to break apart a little bit. Points per game, 79 in favor of Belhaven as opposed to the 67 for Piedmont. So today, the shooters are going to have to shoot, which last time out, it was all about the defense, Damian. So who do you think is going to be key for the Lady Lions today to get that scoring going?
Well, first we're going to have to start with our bigs. We have 3 core bigs, and Alex Willis,
Ava Hunter, as well as Andolyn Hill are all core.
Yeah, all of our core bigs, man. We're going to have to get the ball down low because Belhaven has a pretty good big themselves. Ebony Gaden averaging 18 points and about 8 rebounds in conference play this year. So she's playing really great. So, defensively wise, we're going to have to key on her. And, offensively, we're going to have to get her to our bigs and let our bigs go to work.
Absolutely, and that's how the scoring is going to have to get broken down here. But something I do want to point out, the rebound margin between these two squads, that's a negative 1.6 for Belhaven and a plus 1.7 for Piedmont. And we definitely saw that last time out with the Lady Lions as they were able to get the rebounds a lot more and they were able to score on transition. I believe it was 15 points off of transition last time they were out, or rather off of the rebounds and steals and stuff like that. They were able to do that. They're able to break fast and they're able to convert that. But something that I think maybe not aided, but certainly was part of not scoring as much last time out was early on, the shots just could not fall. So, Damian, from your perspective, when the shots aren't falling from maybe a jumper or maybe a long three, what do you look for the Lions to turn to on the interior?
Man, what is it, man? Honestly, I think we should get the ball inside a little bit and then differentiate from there. Like if say Ava Hunter's, she has maybe like 8 points in maybe the first half, they're going to start keying on her, and then you start bouncing out to your shoes like Ashley Scott, Kennedy Henson, people like that. So I feel like that's what we need to do in times we can't make a shot, honestly.
Absolutely, and breaking down the team leaders for both squads. For Belhaven, leader in points, Ebony Gaden, 16.9. Same with rebounds, 9.5 for Ebony Gaden. So obviously, you mentioned her earlier, Damian. You're really going to have to circle that name as we continue to play out this contest. 3-pointers, Veronica Williams averaging 1.2 per game. So this isn't a large 3-point shooting team that Belhaven has, but it's one that can definitely compete with you on the interior, and something that the Lions did not have last year that they have this year. We mentioned it before. It's that core of 3 bigs. Now, they had Alex Willis and they had Andolyn Hill last year, but Andolyn Hill has really come into her own this year, and Alex Willis coming out of that freshman sort of shell. We saw a lot of foul trouble from her last year, have not seen that at all this year, and we're still seeing much of what Ava Hunter can do from within the interior. So being able to block on the outside of the perimeter, not going to be a problem for the Lions too much. Of course, you want to block the perimeter a little bit, but once the Belhaven Blazers come inside, it's really going to be tough for them to score. for.
Yeah, Eric, speaking of Ava Hunter, man, I feel like the transfer from UNG has been a major impact on our team. Like you said, this is a case of Adeline or Alex gets in foul trouble. You got a whole other big 6-footer that come in the game and still impact the game in major ways. So I'm excited to see what Ava Hunter can do today.
It's going to be absolutely unfair to have that wealth of riches on the bench for the Lions, but we have CCS conference action coming to you in just about 5 minutes, so stay tuned for Belhaven versus Piedmont live from Cave Arena. Welcome into the Pride in Demorest, Georgia for CCS conference action between the visiting Belhaven Blazers and your Piedmont Lions. Welcome into the broadcast table, everybody. Eric Evanson here with you alongside Damian Traylor. First time on the call with this young man. Very excited for it. And Damian, we talked about it in the pregame. This is a big game for both of these squads. Blazers coming in 3-1 and an undefeated Lady Lions squad.
Yeah, Eric, speaking of that, man, I mean, basically the winner of this game is the #1 seed right now in conference so far. So early, it's a good early contest between Belhaven and Piedmont to see who's the best team so far right now. So I'm really excited to see how this game is going to go.
Both teams getting ready to head back to their respective benches. Damian, why don't you go ahead and tell us how the starting five are looking for the visiting Blazers?
For the visiting Lady Blazers, we have Ebony Gayden at forward, Shakendala Jones at guard, Brooklyn Saxton at guard, Caitlin Coleman at guard, and Ashanti Lipscomb at guard as well for those Lady Blazers of Belhaven.
Give you the starting five really fast here, then break it down a little bit more after the national anthem for the Lions. It's Kennedy Henson, Andalyn Hill, Alex Willits, Nene Eads, and Ashley Scott. That is your starting five for the Lady Lions. We'll take a quick break here and rejoin you after the national anthem. You're watching Piedmont Lions basketball on YouTube. Welcome back inside, everybody. Once again, Eric Evanson alongside Damian Traylor. And Damian, we broke down the starting five for both squads, really, in our pregame show. But once again, what are you looking for the Lions right now to overcome the Blazers? What's going to be the key in this contest?
We're going to have to play great defense, Eric. I mean, we have a lot of players that can guard for sure, but Belhaven has a spread out offense. Honestly, they have Ebony Gayden as their, that's their best player, averaging 18 points and about 9 rebounds in conference. But they also have, I want to say, a transfer, and I believe her name is, if I'm not mistaken, Allie Alford. I mean, last game she filled a stat sheet with 14 points, 6 steals, and 5 rebounds, and also 4 assists. And she's been averaging almost close to over 14 points a game along with Ebony. So I want to say we're definitely in for a good game for sure, but our defense is definitely going to have to be key on those two players specifically.
Definitely a great game, and last time the defense was the answer for the Lions as well, as they were able to really go over that last conference opponent. But the scoring happened late in last game. They were able to hold off defensively in the first half, and then the scoring really started to lay down for the Lady Lions as they are getting introduced here this afternoon. Once again, for the Lady Lions, it is Kennedy Henson, who was our player of the game last time out. Andolyn Hill, who's been a capital S-T-A-R star for the Lady Lions. Alex Willis and Nene Eads, who has broken out in a big way. And, of course, Ashley Scott looking for a bounce-back game. Once again, everybody, Eric Evans alongside Damian Traylor and Perry Westbrook on the camera for us this afternoon as both teams finish up in their final huddles for both squads. Of course, head coach Jamie Purdy for the Lady Lions, entering her 20th season under the Piedmont name, and for the Belhaven Blazers, Josh Brooks they gave me the wrong roster here.
Steve Calder, had the wrong roster in my hands there. So Steve Calder will be directing the Lady Blazers this afternoon as we get set for tip-off. Man, Eric, I'm excited for this game, man. This is what big games are all about. We got the two best teams in CCS conference right here, tipping it off as we get the start.
And the Lady Lions will get the tip-off as we start a minute ahead of schedule. Love to see that at 1:59. Alex Willis handling the ball, tough coverage on her, looks for somebody to go to. She's eyeing the bucket, and that ball will get slapped out of her position quite authoritarily there by number 25, Ebony Gayden. So yeah, again, one to look out for.
Gayden's definitely their star player for sure. They're going to have to key on if Piedmont wants to win this game today.
Caitlin Coleman will put it into Shakandela Jones.
Now, Belhaven in their last game won 67-57 against Covenant. So they're looking to also, finish their hot streak as Ashanti Lipscomb makes the layup.
First points of the game scored by Belhaven.
And Eric, I don't know if you remember, but last time Ashanti Lipscomb was hooping in this gym, she had 22 points on us. So hopefully we can slow her down a little bit in this game and not let her get off in that hot start.
Definitely a tough competition always facing Belhaven as Alex Willis puts some flair on the first two for Piedmont. And we are knotted up.
Great to see Alex Willis get off to a good start, man. It's always great to see her.
Eads covering Lipscomb well. We'll have to go back out to Coleman. And now here is Gayden, and there will be double dribble there.
Too many steps, man. She's laughing it off as she's on the way back, knowing it was kind of her mistake, but she'll bounce back.
Eads directing traffic as she moves to the near side part of the court. Inside to Hill, she's left all alone. We've seen that too many times. It's a beautiful job by the Lady Lions to really expose defenses as this one's stolen away by Eads, who goes to Hill at the free throw line. It's good for two.
Like we said, Eric, man, these bigs for the Piedmont Lions, when they get off, that's when our team starts to really flourish and become the #1 team in the conference that we are right now.
Lipscomb quickly gets it off to Jones. Jones jumper for two. It's off the glass and rebounded by Hill. Hill hands it off to Eads, but right back to it is Hill as she puts hands on it again.
Nene Eads, speaking of Eads, she's been having a breakout year, you could say, in her senior year. I mean, she just missed right there, but Nene lately has been inserted into the starting lineup, and she's been playing really great lately.
Yeah, in a pre-season interview with head coach Jamie Purdy, as that foul is going to go the Lions' way. Ebony Gayton puts the palms toward the sky, wondering what that's about. But again, in a preseason interview with head coach Jamie Purdy, it was said that Nene Eads was really going to look to maybe take the place of Lakin Stiles, who was very good at ball dispersal for the Lions last year. And she has done a phenomenal job at that, at directing traffic wherever she is. And also, she's not afraid to get her hands dirty and get in the paint and draw a foul.
Yeah.
Henson's thinking three. It's off the front of the rim and rebounded offensively by the Lions. Hill goes over the hoop, and it will be kept out by Belhaven as the ball will flip back over to Piedmont. It was an admirable job there by Jones to try to get back into her team's favor.
Yeah, and Eric, this is the first time Piedmont will get a look at the Belhaven team this year. Looking forward to get a bit of revenge, hopefully, from last year's double overtime loss in the quarterfinals of the CCS playoffs. As Annalyn Hill now gets a foul and one.
A three-point play on the table for the Lions. So Hill will take it to the charity stripe, and we'll have our first substitution here.
Haley Poindexter checking in for Ebony Gayton.
Haley Poindexter. Hill's and one attempt is no good and rebounded by the newly entered Poindexter. We also have a new entrant for the Belhaven roster. That is number 20, Brooklyn Saxon.
Yeah, man, Belhaven's really struggling so far early in this game with this Piedmont press.
That's something we've seen from Piedmont in this season. They are not afraid to go with the high court press, not afraid to go into man-to-man coverage, which routinely we've seen them flip into complete zone coverage very well. They're very good in transition to this point, as this one will tumble its way through as Belhaven ends the Lions' run. Eads takes it down court, flips over to Henson as the Lions pass the rock around the arc. This one stripped away by Willis as she goes up, tries to get it off the glass, is helped out by Hill, who gets the rebound. And thumbs for the referee will go up. And it looks like that Belhaven will get possession back, so they take it right away. It was a good attempt there by Willis, just unfortunately unable to find the bottom. And a good pass there by Belhaven as they begin to rocket their way up the court. This one outside as they'll go to Coleman. Coleman, jumper, floats it up, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Belhaven after multiple whiff chances, but they do put the hands on the ball. Jones, just beyond the free throw line, passes it up, and it's no good again, but the Lions still unable to close off this offensive possibility for Belhaven until now. Henson.
Yeah. Vines are definitely going to have to limit these Belhaven shots. They're averaging 71 points a game this year, and that's one of the best offenses in the CCS conference so far.
Hill heaves it out to Henson. Eads drives her way through in the paint, double coverage, tries to draw one, but hey, we'll take a two-pointer anyways. It's off the glass. Double coverage, excellent coverage, and a foul will get raised here on Eads. Eads claps the hands in frustration, knows it was on her. As we have a couple of substitutions for the Lions, here is the aforementioned Ava Hunter along with Kelsey Banks. Usually those are the first two off the bench for the Lady Lions.
And checking in for the Lady Blazers is number 4, Kirsten Hudson, and number 12, Allie Alford.
Blazers from the paint. We get a foul charged. Travel, excuse me.
Seems like Miss Coleman took maybe 1 too many steps. Piedmont's basketball now.
Scott will get it off to Eads. As we're under 6 minutes here in this first quarter, Lions up by 6 points. Eads, top of the key, looking for a way in, is going to find it through the back door. Now kicks it back out. Hill thought three, now kicks back out to Scott, who does think three and is good for it. So Scott definitely feels the weight come off of her shoulders. Could not hit that big three last game. And now the Lions, good pressure, ticking time off the clock, and this one stolen away by the Lions. Ava Hunter's all alone. Fantastic possession by the Lady Lions.
Like I said, Eric, man, this Piedmont press is really killing teams this season. This is maybe what's leading us to having this undefeated start so far in conference.
A fantastic job by the Lady Lions to, like you said, Damien, apply that press, apply that pressure, and then Banks, a great job at seeing the court, sees that Ava Hunter is wide open and disperses the ball out to her, as Belhaven is kind of in for a rude awakening in this first quarter as the Lions have come at them with a different brand of basketball.
Yeah, Coach Calder called timeout, you could say midway through this first quarter, as his team is now down 11 points, 15-4, early in this first quarter so far, in the first half.
And it's not been on fast breaks, it's on the Lions. They've done a great job of draining the clock. They've done a great job at getting under the bucket, and not a lot of jump shots, but definitely just getting under there, being physical, being forceful, and making sure that they are establishing that interior.
Like we talked about on offensive end for the Lions, those bigs, soon as Adeline got the ball, she dished it straight out to Ashley Scott. Ashley Scott, who's been having a little bit of a shooting slump lately, hits her first three of the game, and that is what the Lions could use to win this game today.
And that's definitely, like you said, they definitely could use that in this game, as Scott, like we said, was pretty quiet last time out, but she did do her part, a lot of assists, and she did a phenomenal job in just defensive possession for Piedmont. So looking for a big game out of Scott as she continues to hopefully play well, as we'll have another substitution for the Lady Lions as Brooklyn Begley trots out on the court for her first minutes this afternoon. Looks like we have another as well for Belhaven. It'll be number 4 stepping in for them.
Yeah. Kirsten Hudson with the ball now.
Hudson puts it back out to Coleman, and now the Lions trying to steal that one away. They're causing a lot of disruption against the Blazers right now.
Yeah, when I talked to player of the game, Kennedy Henson, last game after they won against LaGrange, she was talking about how they're really prepared for this game and really focused on it after they got knocked out by the same team in the quarterfinals last year.
And that's interesting, Damien, because while they were playing another conference opponent, their eyes and their minds were on this opponent right now because they realized that they could be a problem down the stretch. So not only did they game plan coming into this on the court, it seems like mentally they are prepared for this game.
Exactly.
Begley takes it across half court. Here is Banks inside to Hill. It's poked out by Coleman. It'll maintain a Piedmont ball, so Coleman is going to be, yeah, that was on Coleman. Had to make sure. So Begley takes it across the line. Hunter doing a good job to cover, and she's going to get charged with a foul there.
Yeah, Ava Hunter, man, she's been a great addition to our team for sure, but we cannot get any of our bigs in foul trouble, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. Jones, the press working against her. Hill able to get a tip, but a foul's going to get raised on Hill. Not vertical enough on that one. Too much contact, and now it's back-to-back fouls for the Lady Lions. Nothing hurt yet, but the fouls beginning to pile up for both squads as Piedmont looks at 3. Meanwhile, Belhaven looks at 2. Begley one-on-one with Jones as Jones goes towards the far side.
Coleman
Here's
driving to her
Coleman.
left.
Hill rebounds that one off the rim. Now a high press by the Belhaven Blazers. Hill in trouble. Got to find somebody. Finds Banks. Now Banks has to shovel it off, as she will take it across half court and spin at the Cave Arena logo. Excellent job by the Lions to get out of a sticky situation. Banks from the logo inside to Hunter. Hunter trying to open an avenue for herself. Kicks back out to Hill. Begley's open. Snap pass is perfect.
Perfect offensive scheme right there by the Lions.
3-point attempt here as it's off the back of the iron and ripped away by Hill. Kelsey Banks over to Hunter. Hunter unable to maintain it as that's poked out of her hands by number 12 for the Belhaven Blazers, who shoots for 3, and it is good for 3.
Allie Alford. This is I want to say she's a transfer, man. She just only played 4 games so far this season for the Blazers, but she's been having pretty good games. She's averaging over 14 points a game, and she comes off the bench for the Blazers, so that's a great, you could say, 6 man for them.
Poor pass by the Lions is going to turn into 2 pretty easily as Kalen Coleman strips that away and takes it down court. Alex Willis as well as Eads, I believe, are getting ready to check in for Piedmont. And now Scott having trouble with that ball, able to fall onto it, and it's going to go. That's a timeout for Coach Jamie Purdy, and that's a good timeout because right now it looks like Piedmont is just having a lot of trouble dealing with the Belhaven defense and maybe need a rest or two just because this has been a very exasperating last couple minutes for the roster.
Yeah, speaking of it, Scott looks to be shaken up a little bit by that fall she had.
Might have just gotten the wind knocked out of her. Hopefully she's okay. She is going to take a seat on the bench and get tended to by the training staff, so hopefully she's okay. Again, she was walking around on herself. She gets a pat on the back. Yeah, she looks fine. But Jamie Purdy, that's a veteran timeout right there. She sees that her team's a little overwhelmed. She knows it's the first quarter. She knows the type of lead she has. She can use that timeout right now to kind of reset the chess pieces. As Nene Eads is going to come back in along with Willis and Henson.
Yeah, Coach Purdy's in her 20th season. I'm pretty sure she's a well-seasoned vet at this.
In and out of the rim and rebounded by Henson. Still couldn't put it up, and coming out of the air with it is Belhaven.
Henson there with a foul in the backcourt for some reason. I don't really know why. That's 4 fouls now on the Lions. 1 more and they're in the bonus.
Gotta be careful here because this is still just the first quarter. Coleman into the perimeter, goes to the corner. Belhaven trying to push their way through. Excellent defense to force a kick out from the top of the key, and hanging it down is Allie Alford. Got to be careful with her. She is dropping threes today. She's feeling hot. Here's Begley. She goes over to Henson. Henson to Banks. Banks drives her way through, takes the long shot, and puts it in.
Well-needed bucket by Banks. I mean, Piedmont's lead has slowly been coming slower, smaller, and smaller for the Belhaven players to be able to come back.
And it's in big part to the ball handler right now and Alford. Poindexter off to Coleman. Coleman back to Alford. Belhaven trying to keep her involved, but it's stolen away by Willis and Begley. Henson, tough coverage, steers right past it, goes to the paint, corner 3, here it is, bang!
Another one for Kelsey Banks, man. That's a great shot. Great penetration by Henson to throw it out to Banks for the 3-ball.
So now back-to-back threes for the Lady Lions. And Jones in the paint, goes over to Poindexter. That's a good position there by Belhaven to answer back. Eads.
Man, Eric, this first quarter has been very fast-paced so far.
Very fast-paced, very high scoring. If I'm not mistaken, this is the highest scoring first quarter the Lady Lions have had all year. And I could be wrong, but that's just on gut feeling. Here from the corner, once again, off the front of the rim, rebounded by Willis. Can't turn it to 2 yet. Let's see it on another try. And now with 3 seconds left, the Lions are going to close out this first quarter with a 10-point lead. And there is going to be a huge conversation said on the sideline with Belhaven, but a big, not a celebration, but a, okay, it's working for the Piedmont side.
Yeah, this is what we call small wins in the battle. You know, Piedmont up 10 now, showing Belhaven that they're nothing to play with this year.
Absolutely. Many twos, many threes. The shooting is looking good so far. We're going to take a quick break and rejoin you at the beginning of the second quarter. You're watching Piedmont Lions basketball on YouTube. Welcome back inside the cave at the beginning of the second quarter, where the Lady Lions hold a 10-point lead over the visiting Blazers. Once again, welcome inside the cave, everybody. Eric Evanson alongside Damian Traylor, Perry Westbrook, our cameraman this afternoon. And Damian, we talked about a great offensive performance by the Lady Lions in the first quarter. We got the stats to prove it now.
Yeah. I mean, true. Who do you want to start with? I mean, honestly, it's been spread out so far, but I would say the player that was really going pretty good the first half was Kelsey Banks, but Ashley Scott back again made another 3-ball that she had also in the first quarter.
And just like that, Scott has now tied Hill for 6 points, and the Lions steal it away again. Henson spins over and will get called for a foul. That's a tough one there.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was very tough, but you can see, man, in this second quarter that Piedmont's press is still working against this Belhaven offense. And I don't know what Coach Cowler got to do for the Belhaven Blazers, but they have to do something to break this press, because right now they're really struggling, as you see.
Excellent job by the Lions to push that clock to the limit. As it'll be another turnover, yet another, I should say, turnover on Belhaven. Here's Ashley Scott. In fact, the Lady Lions have 14 points from turnovers in the first quarter.
That's wild. That's the many points as Belhaven has.
As that one will swirl its way down to the bottom from Andelin Hill.
Andelin Hill off to a quick start in this game, 8 points already, as Belhaven with another turnover. This Piedmont defense is suffocating this Belhaven offense right now.
Suffocating is a great term there, Damian. Willis is wide open, and it'll get put back out to Henson. Henson bounced past to Scott. Scott shot a couple, now she's getting pressured hard. Hill has to come back out to help her out a little bit. Still a good amount of time on the shot clock, so the Lions need not hurry. Scott over the corner, Eads finding a lane, drives her way through, heaves it up for two. It's rebounded by Belhaven. A lot of hands got put on that, but coming down with it is Coleman. Here's Alford, who has been hot to this point, but not on that shot. Eads rebounds it, double coverage, outpaces everybody. Corner to Scott, back to Henson. As she will continue to pace and pull back here. Lions out of configuration there as Scott has to pull back out. Inside, Willis mishandles the ball, but we'll get it back out to Scott. It's tipped away by Jones. Jones flew in like a safety and will convert it for two.
Like plays like that is what irks Coach Purdy's nerves, I know. Talking to her early in the season, like you said in our season preview with Coach Purdy, I know stuff like that really gets under her skin.
Hill drives to the paint and will get baseline here.
That was actually a turnover. I thought that was a foul.
It looked like that maybe Hill was looking for a foul there, but maybe she stepped out, put that toe on the line. Alford will inbound it to Jones. This one tipped away, stolen again by Piedmont. Henson thinking three. It's over the hoop, rebounded momentarily by the Lions, but can't contain it. Can Willis as Alford will get it back, and it will be flipped all the way back to the other end, but coast to coast is a no-go for Belhaven as it's taken away by the Lady Lions again.
Gator now looking a little frustrated as they couldn't capitalize on that 2-1 fast break.
Eads, a lot of pressure on her, dumps it inside to Hill, who hands it back off to Eads, and now Eads stumbling over herself. Yeah, that is a foul.
Foul is on Coleman. I want to say her first.
Should be.
Ava Hunter now checking in.
As well as Haley Barino. Eads and Willis will tag out.
Also for Belhaven, Haley Poindexter is also checking in the game. For Coleman.
Referees checking the book, making sure the fouls are correct here.
Piedmont up so far, 13 points, 29-16 with 7 minutes and 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So far, Eric, I mean, this game has been very fast-paced, but the Lions are definitely coming out with a statement, not just to Belhaven, but the other teams in this conference, that we're definitely that team this year, and we're not nothing to play with.
the Lions really do have a not-to-be-denied mentality and a play style to this point, as both will take a break. We'll do the same up here as we manage out this book. 7 minutes left, 29-16, Lions up. You're watching Piedmont Lions basketball on YouTube. Welcome back, everybody. Andolin Hill takes us to the charity stripe there, and I didn't see who it was called on exactly. I don't know the scenario to this point, but Hill able to drop a pair.
Yeah, it was a technical foul against someone on Belhaven, but I mean, we got 2 points out of it, so I mean, that's good for Piedmont. As Piedmont is now inbounding the ball to Andolin Hill as she gives it to Henson.
Henson up against Alford, spin move, loses the ball, but able to regain it. Looking to hand it off to Scott, but good coverage by Belhaven as it's shoved out of her hands. Now the Blazers look to transition. Hill and Hunter underneath the bucket and will come down with that. Barino. Scott. Over to Barino again. This is heaved up off the glass. Thumbs will go up.
Will be Belhaven's ball.
Yep.
I mean, Eric, so far, I mean, you could say, I mean, Piedmont's been playing suffocating defense, but they're also not letting Gaden get to her opportunities. As she seemed a little bit frustrated walking now on the court. I mean, Gaden, I don't even think she has a bucket so far in this game yet, and we're already midway through the second quarter.
The star player not able to shine to this point for Belhaven, but that's a compliment to the Piedmont defense, as there she is.
Gets our first points of the game as we talk about her.
So, Damian, I know you're new to broadcasting. That's what's known as the commentator's curse. That happens from time to time. So Gaden gets on the board. 31-18. Ava Hunter. Top of the arc goes to Barino. Barino looking for a way through. Shirks off a couple defenders. High pass over to Banks. Hill with under 10 on the shot clock. This gets dispersed back. Barino and the Lady Lions are not going to be able to make that one through, as that one will skip over.
Barino a little frustrated that she got her pocket maybe a little bit picked, that forced the backcourt violation.
So we do have an explanation from that last play. 34 for the Belhaven Blazers was not on the travel roster, so she was not placed in the book, which counts as a technical foul against Belhaven as the bench on the team.
Oh, wow.
Gaden loses control of this one, and it'll be a turnover as she places it down firmly next to the Piedmont sideline cheer.
And Barino now carrying the ball down for the Lady Lions.
Barino from the K Barino logo. 20 seconds left, puts it inside to Hunter. Hunter almost got picked there, but it was going to put it off the glass. Yeah. 33-18. Here comes Belhaven, and that is mishandled again. So Belhaven just out of all sorts, can't stop the ball, can't pass it right now. There is going to be a serious discussion in the locker room about how to approach Piedmont before this one really gets going.
Yeah, Belhaven's really struggling on offense. I mean, I don't know how many turnovers they have right now, but it has to be a lot.
Here is Barino. Barino at the baseline, able to get it over to Hill, who goes to Scott. Scott looking for somebody. Banks said she was open, gets picked for a moment, but able to recover it, dumped over to Hill and back out to Scott. Now with under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Scott over to Hunter. Hunter trying to push her way through is going to get called for a travel. So
speaking of the turnover count, I mean, Piedmont now has 10 turnovers and Belhaven has 12. It's been a heavy, fast-paced game, but these teams have both been turning the ball over both ways.
Yes, but the thing is, the killer there, as we mentioned, it's the points on turnovers. Who's taking advantage on those turnovers? And the Lions have done a phenomenal job transitioning to defense very fast to get that ball away from the net as much as possible. So it's a big compliment to the way the Lady Lions have game prepped and have played to this point in this game with under 5 minutes left. The Lions, 33-18, have shown that it's not the high scoring that we saw in the first quarter, but the Lions definitely holding their own and holding Belhaven back.
Yeah, Eric, I'm really excited about how fast-paced this game is going. You know, people always complain about women's basketball not being fast-paced, not being this, that, and the third, but honestly, I feel like women's basketball is great. I mean, I love watching women's basketball, honestly, and, you know, games like this is what makes me feel like women's basketball is only going to keep growing, you know, as time goes on.
It is, in fact, moving very fast. We'll tell you the total points leader for both squads, Allie Alford, with 6 points. And here's the thing, she has 6 points, but both of those are from three-pointers shot in the first quarter. So the Belhaven Blazers is unable to really come across the board. Meanwhile, the leading scorer for the Lions is Andalyn Hill with 10. That's no surprise there, Damian.
Not at all.
And you break it down by quarter, the Lions 3 for 6 in the second quarter. They were 11 for 20 in the first quarter in field goal percentage. So definitely shooting a lot more in the first quarter as opposed to this one. But 14 for 26 overall. That's a 53.8 percentage. So if you're making half the shots you shoot, I'd say that's pretty good. As that one's rebounded by Willis.
Great defense by Willis on Gaden. Gaden's trying any and everything at this point to get to the bucket and score, but sadly Piedmont's been having you could say, lock on her?
Putting the clamps on her for right now, certainly. Willis over to Eads.
As we would say, she's in the doghouse defensively.
Eads, with 4 seconds left, goes off the glass, can't get it up. And it will be rebounded by Gaden and the Blazers.
Coleman now spin move.
Hey, you can compliment a good shot every now and then. That's exactly what Coleman just had there, who has been a very solid player for them to this point. Not in the total points necessarily, but she's done a phenomenal job at moving the ball around. As that shot from Scott,
I think she was meaning to pass there. She was just more stuck while she was in her shooting motion.
She came up and said, "My bad," pretty loudly to the bench. She was like, "Oops, that's on me." But yeah, she double pumped in the air, thought she had a shot, but I think she tried to get it to Willis, and Willis thinking she's going for the shot, just wasn't ready for it.
Piedmont now in this high 1-2-2 defense.
Over to the far side of the court. And this is an excellence in passing by Belhaven, but a good job at defending there by the Lady Lions. It's going to be on Eads, I believe, as she wasn't vertical enough there. Or rather, it's going to be on Hill there. I thought it was going to be on Hill. Yes, it will be.
So Gaden will go to the line for the first time of the game.
Hill's second foul overall. So she's maintained being clean to this point, as that one will fall through the bottom from Gaden. And we haven't seen a lot of free throws for either squad. In fact, this is the first trip to the free throw line for Belhaven, and the Lions, their only trip to the free throw line came off that technical.
Gaden makes both free throws. Now the Belhaven deficit is now to 11 points to the Piedmont Lady Lions.
Excuse me, I was wrong on my last one. We had another trip to the free throw line, but that was Andalyn Hill's and one attempt. Hill trying to get inside to Henson and will get called for a travel. Henson will. So a good job by Belhaven to just really cover and crowd the paint, and it's taken away an aspect of Piedmont's game right now, as they don't have their full shooters on the court. Well, they have Banks, but not everyone who can go beyond three, but a good job to reapply that high court press. Good
Chance
coverage
looks on.
here. And an excellent job by Piedmont to force yet another turnover.
Yeah, Coach Purdy's down here on the sideline, very animated at the moment.
A coach in every aspect of the game. You know, some coaches are quiet. Some coaches let the team play. Now, Coach Purdy is going to coach you.
Very much, very hard. But, I mean, I know she loves all her players at the end of the day, so.
Willis tried to get it to Hill. Hill did not see that one. And it'll get stolen away here by Belhaven. As they take it to the corner, here is Coleman over to Gayden. Gayden spin move, throws it up off the glass and off the rim. It is rebounded by Willis. Hill, left alone, goes for a shot and might have not have looked pretty, but it does bank its way in, and I'll take a two-pointer any way it comes.
Yeah, Andolyn Hill now has 12 points in this basketball game so far, and it's only the first half still.
Gayden unable to put it through off the glass. Eads will come away with it, gets it to Banks. Banks, an excellent job to get rid of that ball quickly.
Piedmont now on a fast break. Hill crossover to her left.
Back out to Banks. Here's Eads. Eads will get tripped up there, and a foul gets raised.
Man, Belhaven just couldn't get the ball in the hoop in that last possession, man. And Gayden now looks a little bit gassed on the floor. It looks like she might get checked out.
Gayden's going to stay in. Coming in is Brooklyn Saxon.
Ashley Scott also checking in.
Here is Scott. She's dropped a couple from the high heavens. Not on this one, though, as Hill will take it herself.
Andolyn Hill has been a beast in this first half. Now 14 points, giving Piedmont the 15-point lead, 37-22 in this late first half.
Hill in search of her 8th consecutive double-double. As this one falls in from Belhaven.
Jones with the bucket.
Here's Scott from the corner, goes over to Henson. Henson.
3 seconds.
Foul call there. It's going to be a
3-second
Belhaven ball.
I haven't seen one of those in a minute.
Here's Gayden from the free throw line, puts it up and is in for two.
Lady Blazers are doing a little bit better breaking this Piedmont press, but we're still down. They're still down 10 plus points, actually 11 to be specific.
Here's Eads from the logo. As we enter the final minute, actually about to enter the final 30 seconds of this first half. Spin move by Eads, kicks it back out, and a foul is going to place her behind baseline. Here comes Alex Willis.
Foul on Jones. Actually, a foul on the floor as Piedmont will now inbound the ball. Player Nene Eats about to inbound the ball for Lady Lions as we speak, and Gayden is now getting checked out by number 32, Haley Poindexter.
Eads. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 30 on the game clock. Here is Scott taking a jumper. It's off the back iron. Excellent job by Scott to spike that back to the hardwood to see if anyone could get that, and Eads did come away with it.
Now Piedmont can hold the ball.
Eads is managing that clock well from the free throw line, looking for somebody, gonna kick it back out. Three-point attempt here from Henson. And now with 3 seconds left, Belhaven gonna get the final attempt here. And this one, oh my goodness! Thrown up from the logo.
Wow.
That is
Shaken Dollar
Jones. Goodness.
Half court heaved to now bring the lead to 11, but still, that is an amazing shot. You do not see that every game.
An exclamation point as the final buzzer sounds at halftime, but Belhaven will still head into the locker room needing to answer some burning questions, as the Lady Lions have not only controlled the ball offensively, obviously, but defensively. They have gotten many turnovers against Belhaven. I'm sure if you ask Coach Purdy right now what they wanted to clean up coming into this one is you think they could have maybe 5 more points if they didn't turn over the ball as much.
Yeah, turnovers were definitely the key thing to Piedmont, maybe not even having a 20-point lead right now. But I can say we're playing great on defense. That's leading to Belhaven turning the ball over. And in my opinion, I feel like if we just keep on putting the pressure on Belhaven, we're going to be able to win this game.
Absolutely. Lions 17 for 31 from for field goal percentage. Again, that's still over 50%, shooting very well, and they are shooting exactly 50% from beyond the arc. So they're doing a fantastic job in that. But in the turnover war, Lions are still winning it, but just by by points off turnovers. Lions are winning it, but just by 7. 18 points on turnovers for the Lions, opposed to 11. So again, they want to fix that turnover issue. I'm sure that's going to be talked about in the locker room for the Lady Lions. But if you look at the scoring between two quarters as well, 24 dropped by the Lady Lions, 16 in the second quarter. The shooting looks good.
The shooting looks great. I mean, Ashley Scott hitting 2 threes. You know, we had Kelsey Banks. She hit 2 threes. Henson, before the end of the half, she hit a 3. I mean, the shooting has been spread out so far. You know, that what we talked about in the pregame, you know, how we're going to get this shooting right. And the shooting's been pretty good so far in this first half, and hopefully we can continue that over to the second half.
Ashley Scott has picked up 6. Andolyn Hill leads all scorers with 14 and is on double-double watch once again. In fact, she is 6 for 7 from the field goal range, so she is almost perfect from that area. We will rejoin you at the beginning of the second half. Once again, the score at halftime, 40-29. Take a break, take a sip from a water bottle, and come on back to Cave Arena in about 13 minutes. You're watching Piedmont Lions basketball on YouTube. Welcome back inside the Cave Arena, everybody. Eric Edmondson alongside Damian Traylor, our cameraman, Perry Westbrook to my right this afternoon as we enter this second half of this contest between the Belhaven Blazers and your Piedmont Lions. And Damian, the first half was a resounding success for the Lady Lions, but what's very fun and very important in that first half is that there's always something to work on.
Yeah, I mean, for both sides, for Belhaven, I could say Coach Calder has to give them something to break that high 2-1-2 Piedmont press, man, because in the first half, it was times where Belhaven couldn't even get the ball on the other side of the court. And then for Piedmont, it's really just the turnovers, honestly, man. I mean, I feel like we should be up 20 right now, but because of like the little small turnovers we had, you know, we're only up 11, which is still good, but we could still be better and focus on that improvement going into the second half.
Absolutely, as both squads put the practice balls away and get ready to enter the final huddles and the final strategy before they take the court in this second half. And like you said, Damian, I think for both sides, the thing to work on, it is the turnovers. It's pretty close in that regard between the both squads. Obviously, there is an 11-point differential between the both squads, but you want to maintain winning that turnover battle and winning the rebound war. Those are two things that are very important, and right now, the Lions aren't getting as many defensive rebounds as Belhaven is, so they're not getting as many second chances as the Blazers.
Yeah, I mean, turnover-wise, speaking of, Belhaven has 13 turnovers and Piedmont has 14, so it's definitely been a high turnover game.
Lions will get the ball.
Ashley Scott about to inbound for the Piedmont Lions as we speak.
Right at
second half.
Half court as Eads will take it and move into the corner on the far side. Of course, Piedmont going to be moving from right to left in this one, this half, as Eads takes a spill but is able to conveniently hand it off to Scott, who drives her way into the perimeter, get it off to Hill, who goes for the long jumper off the back part of the iron, right back into Hill's hands, and it was all a setup, it seems like. It was all according to plan for Andelin.
Andelin Hill now with 16 points to continue her hot streak in the second half.
That press for the Lions is ever present. Wide open and under the hoop for Belhaven was number one, Shekandala Jones, who, if you remember at the buzzer, had a half-court
shot. Only thing she didn't do was call a bank.
Yeah.
Only thing she didn't do.
Willis maintaining possession, gonna get it off to Eads. Nene, 5 seconds on the shot clock, has to go up for one, makes it look easy, and it rattles in and out. Try to just put it through with the one-hander, but no help from Lady Luck.
Rebounded by Ashanti Lipscomb.
This will get tossed up off the glass by Caitlin Coleman. We mentioned how much of a driving force she was in the first half of this game. It's not going to show in the points for the first half, but she was fantastic in defense and maintaining the ball and dispersing it for her squad.
Alex Wood now at the top of the key, dumping off to Henson. Henson to Nene Eats. Nene dropping on the left side of the baseline, and she just misses.
Rebounded by Belhaven. That's number 20, Brooklyn Saxon.
Gaden spin move, running straight into Henson, misses. Rebounded by Willis.
Eves.
Piedmont now on a fast break. Eats to Henson. Henson gets blocked by Coleman.
A fantastic job by Belhaven as they continue to roll, as Willis puts up the hand. Now a three-point attempt from the corner off the back of the iron. Here's Ashley Scott.
Missed by Lipscomb. Now, Eric, I don't know if you remember, but Ashanti Lipscomb, like I said last time she was here in this gym, she had 22 points. This far in this game, she's been very quiet. You know?
And that's a phenomenal job by the Piedmont defense. They've been just able to hold down a lot of folks on clamps as Belhaven goes through triple coverage, can't put it up. It'll be rebounded by Hill. And
Gaden very frustrated after not getting a foul call. Here goes Adeline Hill now driving to her left. Easy layup.
As we'll have the timeout here from head coach Jamie Purdy, 44-31. The Lions just coming out a little bit sluggish, but still able to maintain good ball control, Damian.
Yeah, Piedmont now up 13 points. You know, Coach Purdy looked a little bit upset with one of the players on the bench as we speak right now. I don't know who specifically, but she looked a little bit upset. But you know, you got Coach Calder over there talking to one of the refs, man. After I guess Gaden did not get a foul call, so it's definitely been a high emotional, high intense game so far, you could say.
And especially when you are just trying to get something on the board and then maybe the refs start to go against you a little bit, it definitely starts to hurt a little more. But again, Coach, you mentioned Coach Purdy might be a little frustrated, but that is just because she wants the best. She wants perfection out of this roster, or as close as she can get to it. And well, today they've played almost like it. Like we've said, of course, she wants some improvement in some areas. Willis is going to take a seat on the bench after coming up a little bit slow from a collision earlier. Came up limping, I believe, with the right leg. She seems to be okay, though. Might have just banged the knee up a little bit there.
Coach Calder and his team is now coming out of the huddle, but I mean, as you see, Piedmont set up in that high 1-2-2 defense again, man. So hopefully they can maybe figure it out and break this press and be able to get back in this game. Only down 13 points, but I mean, Piedmont, you see Piedmont's defense, man, it's leading them the points on the other end for them. So
yeah, the Lions are not relenting. They want to, as you said in the first half, Damian, suffocate it. As getting ready to inbound it is Caitlin Coleman. Coleman will get it off to Jones and back to Coleman as the Lions hold that press as it's broken quickly by Belhaven. Jones flips it over to Coleman. Around the arc goes to Gaden outside as the Lions fill up the interior. Gaden moves her way through the paint, unable to get it in, and will rebound her own shot. Second chance, no good. Saxon gets touches on it, and it will fall into the hands of Ashley Scott. Scott unable to control that one for a minute, but gets it back.
Everywhere Gaden's driving to, she's meeting Piedmont bodies in the paint.
Hunter right underneath it, can't get it in, and it'll be rebounded by Belhaven. Lions doing an excellent job transitioning to defense fast as that ball gets fumbled loose. Saxon pushes it out of the way, but Ava Hunter able to grab onto it, and she gets her first minutes of the second half. Kelsey Banks getting ready to check in. Haley Barino over to Scott. Scott back inside to Hunter. Hunter in good coverage with Gaden, but Barino drives her way through.
Hill with a free shot.
And that is going to go off the rim, rebounded by the Lady Lions. Barino steals it away and goes to Henson. Henson unable to contain it. Here's Barino at the baseline. Barino under the net, tries to scoop it over, but will be unable to do so. It will be a
Piedmont Lions basketball. Yeah. Banks checking in now for Ashley Scott. And if you remember early in the first half, Eric, Banks, had a hot start coming in the game. She hit 2 straight threes, I want to say, to give the Lions, the lead they have now. So hopefully she can continue that hot streak in the second half. As Henson now shoots a 3, just misses, rebounded by Jones. Jones tries to throw it out to
Henson on coverage. And a foul is going to get put on Henson. I guess it's because she blocked that lane. Stayed vertical, at least. She definitely stayed vertical. But I guess sliding a little bit too much in front of Gaden and taking it to the line is Belhaven. Unfamiliar territory for them. Haven't been here too often, but then again, neither is Piedmont. Haven't gotten those usual foul calls as Gaden drops her first free throw.
Yeah, this is the second straight, well, not second straight, but this is their second attempt to shoot free throws. It's both been made by forward Ebony Gaden as she hits both free throws to now dip the lead down to 11.
Hill to Barino to Banks, who stays hot. That is, every time she's perfect. She's perfect. From beyond the arc, Banks has made every single one.
Yeah. Kelsey Banks loves that 3 ball. There goes Coleman now driving to her left, dipping it off to Gaden. Gaden gets fouled once again by Barino. And Gaden will now go to the line for the 3rd time of this game.
And this is kind of Gaden's game right now. She wants to be physical under the hoop. She wants to force her way through. That's exactly what's happening here, as tagging out with Andelin Hill is Alex Willis. So swapping a big for a big here, giving Hill a little bit of time on the bench, I'm sure, in case this one gets a little bit close, giving her a little bit more time to breathe.
Yeah, one thing you could talk about this Piedmont team is we have depth this year. Last year, at least big-wise, we didn't have that much depth. All we had was Alex and, Alex Willis and,
Andolyn Hill was joining
this
her.
year we have the new transfer, Ava Hunter. So, if one of them gets in foul trouble, you got Hunter, or you got Willis, or you got Hill.
Barino directing traffic. Goes to Henson. Lions occupying the paint is Willis. On the wings is Barino and Henson, as there will be a foul here as Willis takes a tough fall. We saw a lot of that last year when Willis was really shut down from the inside of the paint. It seemed like everyone in the CCS kind of had the book on her, and they wanted to make sure the flame was stomped out very early, as she was shut out in very physical fashion. It led to her getting fouls, and I think that's actually going to be a tech on, yeah, that is a technical foul on Ebony Gayden there.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very hard fall she took, and that definitely didn't look like anything accidental. It could be a little bit intentional, so we'll probably got the refs reviewing the call right now, and, hopefully get some free throw shots out of it, push his lead back up even more.
Yeah. Hill's going to get that first trip to the line, but yeah, we mentioned like last year, Willis was really the center point of just, for the Lady Lions, they wanted to shut her down, and they definitely did.
Yeah, Willis winning CCS Rookie of the Year, man. She had a great year last year, and, this year hasn't really been as, you could say, big as she did last year, but she's still making a huge impact on this team.
That second one from Hill doesn't fall in. Now, it still looks like that Piedmont's still trying to talk with the officials, see if they can get a further ruling out of this.
As we now have 3 lines about to check in: Hunter, Scott, and Eads. Still a little bit of confusion on the court right now. Trying to figure that out as we talk. We're speaking. Both coaches now having a little bit of dialogue here.
Coach Purdy asking about a dead ball foul to the head referee. And now the head referee shaking his head no to the head coach for Belhaven. But back to action. Scott over to Banks at the top of the key, getting covered here by Allie Alford.
Alford, man, in the first half had another foul on Belhaven. 34 of Veronica Williams, who was actually a late game scratch, but she somehow is playing today.
She was not on the Belhaven travel roster, which is why we had those technical foul shots from Hill earlier in this game. So that was just an administrative thing. We'll take a break here as both squads enter the huddle, and I think we're still trying to get that ruling on that foul out of the way. You're watching Piedmont Lions basketball on YouTube. Nene Eads will get it off to Alex Willis as we are back underway. Seems like everybody is well measured and well evened out now as Scott floats one up and puts it through.
Scott being way more aggressive in this game than the game on Tuesday against LaGrange.
And that's kind of a heat check thing, you know. She landed that first three early in this one, as that one's going to go off the back of the iron into the hands of the Lions. But she hit that first three shot today, and I started feeling good, and that's what confidence can do for a player. And Scott handles it once more from the top of the key inside. Ava Hunter's all alone. How many times we've said it? You cannot leave Ava Hunter alone.
Piedmont now opening this 19-point lead up in this game.
Belhaven from the near side corner. Good job by Alex to cover a lane. And that is going to go off the glass and into the hands of Scott. Eads controls, and now Belhaven just abandoning that press as Hunter again is left all alone. A connection works, and another timeout is called by Belhaven as the Lions are really opening this one up.
Yeah, Belhaven just being very sluggish, getting back on defense, man. I know Coach Crowder has to be frustrated with his team right now as they're now down 20 points with 3 minutes left in this game in this third quarter.
Absolutely, and it's just, I really do think it's a matter of game planning. Like you said, Damian, in the open, is that the Lady Lions have been thinking about this game. They know this team. They know how to conquer this team, and they've been mentally prepared for this for, it seems, weeks. They were circling this one long before the calendar flipped to 2025. So they were making sure that this is not a team that's going to beat them twice, and if they are, they're going to give them their best shot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Piedmont wanted this to be a statement game, not just for Belhaven, but other teams in this conference that, hey, we are the top dogs.
Absolutely. Lions looking to remain the top dogs, move to 5-0 in the conference standings. Alford kicks back outside. Belhaven trying to force their way in, but excellent defense from the Lions is preventing that. Cutting through the defense there and drawing a foul is Trishayla Wilson, excuse me. It's going to be on Ava Hunter. I believe that's her first foul.
Piedmont benching a little bit of disbelief there. I don't really think that was a foul either, to be honest. Say more of a bailout call.
It's definitely one where Wilson was driving her way through, might have bumped into a couple of bodies. Off the lip of the rim. Wilson looking to land one of two. And she will. Hunter from the baseline heaves it into Eads, who crosses half court at blinding speed. Eads pushes her way up, is off the glass. Hunter still trying and will draw the foul. Eads a little bit hurt from that one as she collided with a couple bodies, but Ava Hunter will take it to the charity stripe and try to make up for her. So both teams at 3 fouls here in the third quarter. It'll be 2 shots for the UNG transfer. First one, a little bit too much spin on it. So it rattles in and out. Second one is going to be good though.
Look like both number 10 Kennedy Henson and 14 Adeline Hill checking in for Kelsey Banks and the UNG transfer Ava Hunter. Even though Piedmont is up 21, they're still in this high 1-2-2 defense.
They are not going to let Belhaven sneak in through the back door at all, as Willis is able to get that one after the slap down from Piedmont. Now Eads runs into a little bit of blocking there from Wilson. Willis again tries to pick that one through. Will get the foul called on her. Number 34 for Belhaven was trying to get through, and Willis was just trying to stop her in her tracks. Alford facing off against Henson will just drive right past, and it'll go off the glass and into the hands of Piedmont again. Eads inside. Hill will get called for a foul, man. I don't like to call that too often, but that looks like a pretty obvious flop.
Yeah, I mean, flopping is very heavy in basketball nowadays, and a lot of people don't like it, but hey, man, when it's a call on your side, then you just might like it just a little bit.
It'll be another forced job by Piedmont to just continually stop the progress, as this one's a Hail Mary that's intercepted by Henson, who is forced out.
And a foul in the front court by Hudson of Belhaven. Like I said, Eric, man, this defense has been nothing but problems for this Blazers team. I mean,
and this is not the defense that we've seen all season. You know, we've seen the high court press from the Lady Lions. It's kind of like they're teasing it. They are showing that they can have this very aggressive high court press, and this game, it's been nothing but that. They're not falling back. They're continually holding across half court. They are maintaining that they are not going to let Belhaven do anything here. And if they do something, they're going to have to beat them.
Not even get a slither of hope. They've been standing this press as it's committed another turnover.
Another foul rains down. It's going to be on Alex Willis again. She has a chuckle at that one. And I think that's going to trip us into the bonus. So Willis's second foul is going to take us to the free throw line of the opposite end of the court.
Yeah, Willis has gotten 2 quick fouls in the past minute and a half. Maybe she needs to, slow that down just a tad bit, slow the aggressiveness down. I mean, keep your foot on the gas, but just slow the aggressiveness down just a tad bit.
Williams' first shot lands. Banks was about to sub in, and then the ref said, "Oh, hang on." 20-point lead for the Lions will turn to a 19-point lead. 55-36. Hill getting ready to inbound it. Willis will get a couple high fives and a seat on the bench as Banks tags in for her. Eads over to Banks. Banks has been very hot this afternoon, looking to pace her way in. Excellent find to Eads, and the foul's going to get drawn. Man, oh man, threading the needle with that pass.
You could say that was a very interesting pass. I would say a quarterback, but, NFL playoffs are today.
Eads from the line, her first one lands. Her second one looking to follow suit. There's that press on Alford, but Alford being quick, pushing her way through. Hill from beyond the arc. Williams lands one.
Williams, the late scratch that was not supposed to be playing today, is having a pretty good game.
Banks loses control of that ball, and it is going to be Belhaven. So Alford able to disable that one. And Eads is going to step out for Barino to come in. So the Lions giving a little bit of a different look here, just showing the one big. That's Andel and Hill. It's a good one. But getting a little bit more shooting on the court with both Scott and Banks out there, as well as Henson. Not afraid to throw one up. And Alford is doing everything she can to get Belhaven back into this game. 57-41, still the score. Double coverage on Barino, able to break through. That one's going to get thrown up. No foul called. Kick back out to Scott. Scott's thinking three. It's rattled in and out. Hill's underneath it. Gets the rebound. Gets the 2 points. Banks is going to get called for a foul there. Yep. Put the hands a little bit too much in.
That will send the Blazers to the line for 2. I mean, even though Ebony Gaten's not in the game, I mean, you got Alford and you got number 34, Williams, both trying to contribute to getting this team back in the game. I mean, they're down 52-49 right now, but 59-42 right now, but I mean, it's still a chance to come back in this game as we haven't even entered the fourth quarter yet.
Alford sitting at 8 points. Williams at 5. Barino motioning for Scott, going to hand it off to her. Lions with 1 minute left here in this third quarter. Top of the key, Scott from the free throw line takes to the paint, trying to find Henson, excuse me. There's going to be another turnover for Piedmont. And Ava Hunter's going to tag out for Kennedy Henson, so now you have Hunter and Hill in. A dynamic duo of bigs.
That'll be another turnover on Piedmont, by the way.
Alford. This one outside. And it's picked out of the hands. Here's Scott. Scott keeps it in, finds Banks. What a job. Scott's back in it. Scott's thinking three. Off the back of the glass, rebounded by Belhaven's going to come up with this. No foul called.
Man, that was a lot that happened in that little sequence right there. As the crowd's now getting hyped in Cave Arena.
It's like they're... So that is going to be a foul. We're going to go from coast to coast here. We're going to go back to the free throw line for Belhaven. So it's going to be Kirsten Hudson. That foul's on Haley Borino for the Lions. So a foul is called, but not in Piedmont's favor. As it turns out to be a good foul as Hudson misses her first. And second. Rebounds her own shot, goes down to Williams, and does put it through for three.
Piedmont now with a 13-point lead. Looking to inbound, here's Borino.
Borino, half court. 5 seconds left. Haley Borino, stutter step in the paint, drives it up, throws it up, doesn't get it. And Belhaven will hold it. And we will go to the fourth quarter where things are starting to get a little bit close. Still a 14-point lead, though, for the Lady Lions, 59-45. And they have stifled this Belhaven defense, Damian. Or offense, rather.
Yeah, I mean, Piedmont up 59-45 with 1 quarter left to go. Honestly, I feel like we can just keep that defense going, that high 1-2-2 defense, and we should be fine because even though Belhaven's getting their points here and there, they're really still struggling, as they have been this whole game, with breaking that press defense. So if Piedmont keeps their foot on the gas, we should be able to come out with this win for sure.
Lions winning the rebound war by 10, 32 to Belhaven's 22. They also carry 16 assists to Belhaven's 7. So Lions doing a good job on the scoring end, looking to continue that trend into the fourth quarter. Again, no surprise here. Annalyn Hill leads all scorers with 21, and she has secured her 8th consecutive double-double.
Yeah, man, honestly, Annalyn Hill's been putting up game numbers this season in the CCS conference. If she doesn't get CCS Player of the Year, I mean, while leading the team to undefeated record in conference, I don't know, they might have to riot. We might have to riot.
She is certainly blazing that trail right now. Willis looking for Henson. Over to Eads. Eads looking for Scott. Scott motion her way in, throws one up, does go for 2.
Ashley Scott, another bucket. That's 10 points for her now. I mean, this is a really great bounce back game for Ashley Scott. You know, last game she didn't really have a game to her standards, but this game for sure, in this big game of a magnitude against the #2 team in conference, Ashley Scott is definitely coming and, you know, really showing her skills. As Alex Willis now catches the pass, and she just misses. Rebounded by Annalyn Hill. Rebounded by Hudson and Jones, who hit that crazy of a halftime shot earlier in the game. Now pass to Williams. Williams shoots another 3. Just misses, front rim. Piedmont will let the ball go out, and it will remain Piedmont's ball.
The Lions maybe quietly getting into a position of not being as aggressive under the hoop. You know, they don't want to get into foul trouble here. Of course, the foul's white clean here, so no more, threat of getting into a bonus at this point.
Just missed by Annalyn Hill. It goes Alford now with the ball. Driving to her right, dimes to Jones. Jones gets a two-pointer. Those are the first points for Belhaven in this fourth quarter. So Ashley Scott now being guarded by Hudson. Drops off to Willis. Willis looking to pass to Eads. Eads on the right block to Ashley Scott. Jab step. Ashley Scott shoots another floater. Ashley Scott, man, she's having one good of a game for sure.
That is her 12th point. And she is also just stampeding into double digits.
And Ashley Scott has came to play. And it's stolen by Eats. Eats on a fast break. And Eats will get an easy two-pointer to give Piedmont an 18-point lead. Oh.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. Williams just charged directly into Nene Eads. She looks okay. Definitely got the breath knocked out of her, but before that happened, I was going to mention 18-point lead. The press is still here. It's not leaving.
Yeah, the press is still here, and I mean, from Coach Purdy's point of view, they're keeping their foot on these Belhaven Blazers' necks. They're not giving up. He's now driving to her left, dime to Scott. Scott just a little. Scott to Kennedy Henson. Henson shoots, just misses, and it is rebounded by Jones for the Lady Blazers as Jones is now on the fast break, pushing the ball, driving to her right, backs it back out. Alford shoots a three, and there goes Allie Alford. Her first three since the first quarter. Alford now has 11 points in this game. And goes Scott, driving, dips off to Willis. Willis makes the two-pointer. Ashley Scott, man, has been all over. She's now scoring, she's assisting, and it is another foul on Adeline Hill.
That is not going to be popular with the Cave Crazies.
Cave Arena is in an uproar of boos in this game so far.
Yeah, that's a tough one to have. It's going to be Hill's fourth foul.
Yeah.
So she's in foul trouble officially now.
Alford kind of been known in this game to flop a little bit, but I can attest for her that was not a flop. That was an actual foul on Hill right there. Adeline Hill, man, as a senior, she just can't make fouls like that, man. She's too much of a veteran, a smart player to be making costly mistakes like that in this type of game.
Henson is going to check in for Hill.
Goes Alford now, driving to her left now. Crossover on Eats. Dips off to Coleman. Coleman shoots the mid-range and hits the mid-range. Goes Nene Eats looking for somebody to inbound to. Banks back to Eats. Eats now driving. Eats throws a football pass to Henson. Henson to Ashley Scott. Ashley Scott shoots a three. Just misses. Gets the ball back. He gets fouled. Ashley Scott, man, very aggressive in this fourth quarter.
Man, if you're going to shoot it, and she is. And that's something I mentioned, She landed that first three ball at the beginning of the game. She has instilled in herself a lot more confidence than what she had last time out. Last time out she did a very veteran move where, okay, I don't have it today. I'm going to help my team win. She was very crucial in assists. She was moving the ball around well, and she wasn't shooting well that day, and that's pretty obvious. You can't hide that. So the best thing you can do, help your team out, and that's exactly what she did. And today, she's getting some star treatment.
Ava Hunter now checks in for Alexandra Willis. Goes Alford, being guarded by Nene Eats. Full court pressure by Eats, actually. Alford shoots a deep three. Allie Alford from the volleyball line. Goes Eats now driving to her left, backing it out a little bit. Dumping off to Hunter in the paint. Hunter gets fouled by Ebony Gayden. Hunter will go to the line for two. With 6 minutes and 15 seconds left in this basketball game. Yeah. We are now at the free throw line for Ava Hunter as she knocks down her first free throw, 70-55, pushing the Piedmont lead to 15. And Hunter capitalized off that foul, making both free throws for the Lady Lions. Here go Allie Alford driving to her left again to Coleman. Coleman drops to her right, shoots another mid-range shot, just misses, rebounded by Ava Hunter. Here goes Nene East, now being guarded by Coleman. Dumps it off to Banks. Banks dumps it off back to Hunter. Hunter, spin move, looking for somebody to pass to. Ashley Scott. Scott gets called for Piedmont gets called on a 3-second call.
Yep. Lions just, again, the turnovers killing them a little bit, killing their momentum, which I'm sure is going to be something to talk about. But again, this is a top team, and you have to be in your top game when you're facing a top team, no matter how they've played today. So, getting tested on those fouls is very important.
Gaden, who's been pretty quiet in this game, hits another shot. He goes Eats now with the basketball for the Lady Lions, driving down the right side of the court, backing it back out to the top of the key. He goes Eats back, driving to the right side, like a little elevator play the Lions usually run for Kelsey Banks. Eats now to Hunter. Hunter looking to pass to Scott, who's been very hot in his fourth quarter. Scott gets stripped by Allie Alford. It goes Coleman now for the Lady Blazers to Jones. Jones shoots the floater over Hunter, just misses. And there's Eads back with the ball. And then they Eats with pressure. Jones on her. Eats just misses. Ava Hunter gets the rebound. Ava Hunter misses. And touched by Henson last, and it will be Blazers basketball.
And we'll have our under 5 media timeout. We'll take a break up here and rejoin at the final 5 minutes of this game. Lions up 71-57. You're watching Piedmont Lions basketball on YouTube. Welcome back inside the cave, everybody. Eric Edmondson alongside Damian Traylor, and to my right is Perry Westbrook. He's on the camera today. And Damian, the Lions opened up a pretty good lead here, but they're still going to employ that press. They're still going to maintain high pressure. And something that I noticed just looking at the stat sheet here is, they're just under 50% from the field goal range, and they've shot the threes as well, but a lot of those threes, we have credit to Ashley Scott, who's been fantastic in this game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it hasn't even just been Ashley Scott. It's been Ashley Scott, Kelsey Banks, Kennedy Henson, all making shots from beyond the arc. And there's a foul on Piedmont as Coleman will now go to the line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, it's going to be on Ava Hunter. Didn't say vertical enough there on Coleman. And that is her 4th foul as well. So now all the Lions bigs in foul trouble, well, apart from Willis, as both Hunter and Hill are sitting at 4.
Coleman now at the line for her first shot of the game. Just misses. That will keep the Piedmont Lions lead to 71-57 in this late 4th quarter. And Coleman hits her 2nd free throw of the game. Here goes Nene Eats with another football pass, intercepted by Allie Alford. Alford now driving to her left, Eats guarding her. Alford getting fouled by Eats, and Eats is now a little bit frustrated.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I feel like Eads was, doing defense, doing her due diligence there. Might have just goaded, or Alford might have just goaded her to play a little bit tougher as she charged into her.
Allie Alford now with the ball on the top of the key, using the screen. Allie Alford shoots another 3. Allie Alford has been on fire in this game. In the first quarter, she was on fire. The second quarter, she was a little bit quiet, but she's now heating back up in this 4th quarter as Piedmont now only has a 10-point lead.
Yeah, 4 for 6 from beyond the arc, or 5 for 7 updated. 18 points for Allie Alford.
Averaging 14 points on this early season on her new team in the Belhaven Blazers. He goes Eads now, under 4 seconds. Eads drops to her left. Eads shoots a layup, misses, rebounded by Hunter. Hunter misses, rebounded by the Blazers. Jones to Alford. Alford shoots a layup, and that now gives her 20 points on this game. Here goes Brooklyn Bagley now, just checking in. Passing out to Eats, top of the key. Eats looking to Banks, Banks to Hunter. Hunter on the block, getting double teamed, trying to pass out the double team. Hunter passes to the corner, Eats, drives, and Eats gets another foul call, offensive on Nene Eats. Eric, Belhaven's kind of gaining a little bit of momentum now. I mean, the game was just almost a 20-point lead, and now it's small down to 8.
And it's scenarios like this that you just cannot continue to have. You can't play like you're up 20. You can't have these really, tough fouls go against you. You have to play a lot cleaner. And now the Lions are actually in some pretty interesting danger because they have to take out Hunter and they have to be very careful with Hill because she's a 4 fouls. And if in becoming a close game, you cannot have her foul out.
And Gaden now gets 2 points, and that now takes the lead down to 6 for Piedmont. As Ashley Scott now has the ball. Gives it back to Nene Eats, who's been the point guard of the game so far for the Lions. Now she's on the left side, being guarded by Ashanti Lipscomb. Eats now calling plays, talking to her teammates, trying to get some offense going. Eats blow by Lipscomb. Eats dashes it off to Willis. Willis shoots the 2, makes the 2. Alexandra Lillis for 2 points. Goes the Lions back in their high 1-2-2 defense. Alford breaking that press to Lipscomb. Lipscomb shoots a 3. Lipscomb just misses, rebounded by Hill. And it is a foul on number 25, Ebony Gaden.
Gaden slams the court in frustration. She's had a frustrating day at this point, and she's going to get tagged out here with number 32, Haley Poindexter. And the Belhaven Blazers are surging right now. They are really cutting into this lead. The Lions on their toes now, or they're getting put into the press too. So the Lions need to find a way to find that explosiveness that broke them away early on in the third quarter.
Yeah. Speaking of the Lions, here goes Henson passing to Eats. Eats now resetting the offense, getting some offense going for the Lions. Back to Henson on the left side. Henson dishes it off to Ashley Scott on her right. Nene Eats on the wing. Dips off to Andolyn Hill. She gets fouled by number...
It's going to be on Allie Alford.
On Allie Alford. Allie Alford's been having a really good game so far.
Yep, and that's just her first foul too. So she's been doing it pretty clean.
Piedmont family, after this game, we also have another game, men's basketball, Piedmont Lions versus the men's Belhaven Blazers. Stay tuned for that at 4 o'clock.
It's a good try there by Henson. That's a no harm, no foul turnover there. As even if she lists that out, I think it was going to be Belhaven's ball anyway, so might as well try.
Here goes Jones now for the Blazers, bringing the ball up, being guarded by Ashley Scott. He's also been having a pretty good game. Here goes Lipscomb shooting the 3. Ashanti Lipscomb misses, rebounded by Nene Eats, who's in a little bit of trouble. Breaking the press, getting out of there. Kennedy Henson on the catch. Kennedy Henson gets fouled and one. Kennedy Henson.
I was going to mention, regardless of what just happened there, that rebound from Nene Eads in double coverage was maybe the most important play in this game to this point, because it stopped the second chance that Belhaven's been able to grab, and it also comes off of a missed 3. That's a momentum killer right there, and especially if you can land both of these, or this 3-point play that Henson has the ability to, that really douses a fire.
Henson now at the free throw line for 1. Makes it, and that completes her and 1 opportunity. As Alford now inbounds the ball for the Blazers. Here goes Belhaven. Henson falls, and Ashley Scott rebounds the ball for the Lady Lions, as now Nene Eats has the ball to Ashley Scott. Scott looking to pass. Scott is tipped by Belhaven, and it remains the Lions ball. With a minute and 7 left in this game, the Lions are up 12.
And that window that Belhaven had open, starting to close a little bit here. Game's not put away just yet. Henson's wide open.
Kennedy Henson just misses, rebounded by Alexandra Willis. Piedmont. Willis tips it out to Scott. Scott now brings the ball back up to get reset. Here goes Eats with the ball now, being guarded by Jones. With the shot clock less than 10, Eats drops to her left. Eats shoots, misses the layup. Eats gets the rebound. That's kind of crazy. Nobody for the Blazers was there to get the rebound as Eats just fell on her lap.
Yeah, that's a big lapse by Belhaven. It looks like they're going to get the ball anyway, but that was a big lapse by them to not be able to steal that and maybe get some momentum in transition. Now the Lions have a chance to set the defense.
With now under 40 seconds, here goes Allie Alford with the ball for the Lady Blazers. Looking to shoot another three. Allie Alford air balls, as it will now be Piedmont Lions basketball.
And this is big. Lions are going to have a chance to completely drain the clock. Belhaven's going to press really hard here, and Piedmont's going to get the ball. But, 29 seconds on the game clock, 29 on the shot.
Here goes Nene East down to Henson. And there is a little bit of a scuffle here on the court between Adeline Hill and number 3 Veronica Williams. And now the refs are talking now to see what we're going to do about this little situation right here. A little bit of trash talk, Eric.
Yeah, you know what? It wouldn't be a conference matchup without a little bit of tension, without a little bit of rivalry. That's what you love about sports. Sometimes it gets a little heated. But, of course, we don't want any of these athletes to get into any sort of trouble, which is the great job by the officials and a great job of the coaches of diffusing that situation right then and there. Depending on what the outcome is here, score could change a little bit. But, 25 seconds left in this one, 24 left on the shot clock. I believe the Lions would still have possession of the ball coming out of this one. So it's still going to be a big possession incoming for Belhaven. I think they're not coming back from this one, it doesn't look like. But door's always open for something crazy. But with that is the beauty of a sport with a clock on it, right?
Yeah, and also this is also Piedmont's 4th game at home. This will end their homestand as they will now go on the road. But Piedmont has been capitalizing on this homestand they had in January so far, and going 4-0 so far. And the Lady Lions are up 12 with 25 seconds left in this game, looking to go now 5-0 in conference. And also proving a point to the CCS conference that we're here now. Now beating the second best team in CCS.
Referee still reviewing to see what happened in that scuffle between both squads. And, we've seen a lot of foul trouble. We've also seen some technical fouls rain down. Again, this is a very heated battle between these two. There are playoff grudges that are looking to be settled here today. Obviously, playoff grudges aren't fully settled until you play them in the dance. But still, Lions welcoming Belhaven into their home court in front of a big arena here in Cave Arena. They're looking to settle some scores, looking to heal some wounds from last playoff season, and nothing heals anything better than winning.
Yeah, speaking of winning, these same teams will have to face off in a couple weeks on February 1st at Belhaven at 2 o'clock. So, Belhaven's definitely going to be able to get another crack at this Piedmont team again. But, right now, as of today, Piedmont's definitely the best team in this conference so far.
And they have certainly played like it. They've shot phenomenally. When you look back at it, I think you're going to point to the first quarter. The first quarter really set a precedent. It set them up perfectly. They scored 24 in the first 10 minutes, which I could be wrong, but I do believe that is the most scored that the Lions have had this season in the first quarter. So it's a great job to get in front.
Yeah, Eric, and this Lions offense, has been spread out. Defense, you can contribute to it. In a high 1-2-2 defense all game, but we have 3 players in double digits. Starting off with Adeline Hill, she has 22, and then Ashley Scott has 14, and Ava Hunter, the UNG transfer coming off the bench with 11. Just, like I said, earlier in the game, the depth of this Piedmont team is real. So, I'm excited to see what we do going into conference still. We're 5-0 now. We're about to be 5-0, but I'm also interested to see what we can do down the line going into the playoffs.
Referees conferring now, making sure that they have it correct.
Yeah, still talking about the tech here between Veronica Williams of Belhaven and, our own Adeline Hill of Piedmont. There was a little bit of a, if people weren't here, there was a little bit of trash talk, maybe even a scuffle there between Adeline Hill and Veronica Williams. So the refs are trying to get that figured out right now as we speak. With 25 seconds left in this game, Piedmont is now up 77-65.
We're going to take a break here and wait for the referees to settle this one out. You're watching Piedmont Lions basketball on YouTube. Welcome back, everybody. We're finally back to action here as the first shot from Kelsey Banks lands, and those were negating technical fouls. That's what happened there. So one on number 34, Veronica Willis for Belhaven, one on Andalyn Hill. So I would assume Andalyn's going to sit for the rest of this one. Also, with a foul was Willis. She got hit with one in that scenario.
Yeah, Eric, man, in a heavy hostile game like this between the best two teams in the conference so far, I mean, it's going to get a little chippy. So we've definitely seen that in this late fourth quarter. East now at the top of the key, just not holding the ball out for the Lady Lions, as the Lady Lions seem to be taking a 79-65 win over the Belhaven Blazers.
And this is the best way to end this one, you know? Just hold the ball, get it going, and get Belhaven out of here. Belhaven's not going to be happy about that one, the way that ends, but put yourself in that scenario, that's what's going to happen. And we're going to have a shot clock violation has to be with like point left on the board.
Yeah, man. I mean,
That's
Coach
my
Purdy looking a little
goodness.
frustrated there. Yep. There is 0.4 left in this
0.4
game.
seconds left. The most exciting 0.4 seconds you'll ever see. Yeah, Belhaven's ready to get out of here. So that is your final score from this game. The Piedmont Lions set this one up. We're going to wrap up here, and we will join you back for men's basketball with Belhaven versus Piedmont. It's going to be a great one, folks. Take a step back, rejuvenate, and come on back to Cave Arena in about 30 minutes or so. 25 to be exact. We'll join you then. This has been Piedmont Lady Lions basketball on YouTube.